Hey Gemini, welcome to the Path Illuminated. My name is Kimberly. I'm going to be pulling some cards for your energy reading for the Gemini Collective. I actually attempted to do a reading for you this weekend, and even though I had it recorded and everything, the video came up as being corrupted, so I guess that was not your reading. So let's try this again. Thank you, angel spirits and guides. What are the messages for my Gemini? Okay, so the first card out is the Eight of Cups. Now, in the traditional tarot, the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, this is about walking away from people, places, and situations that are no longer fulfilling, satisfying, reciprocal. This particular card, obviously, it's a different deck. It's not the traditional one. But what I really like about this particular interpretation of the Eight of Cups is that this being is holding on to two cups. And so what I'm getting from this particular card for you, Gemini, is there may be some situations, some connections, some circumstances that are or have not been working out for you. But the advice here is to focus on what is working, right? Instead of being focused on, you know, maybe friendships or connections that, I'm just gonna turn the light up here, have not been meeting your needs, showing up the way that you needed them to. I get the feeling that there are people that are actually there for you, that are on your side, that you can depend on. And sometimes, you know, as a human being, obviously, like there are people that we care about, and when they don't show up for us the way we show up for them, or when they start to disappoint us, we can become understandably fixated on what's not working. But this card is very much about, like, let things be what they are. And if people are, you know, when people show you that you can't depend on them, right? When they show you that they are not as invested as you are, that's data that you can use to enact boundaries or remove yourself. But I'm getting the advice to focus on what is working, focus on the people that are there for you, right? And anything else, anyone else, let that go. Let's get a few more cards here, Gemini. Okay. Get one more card. Okay, so we have the High Priestess, but it is reversed, but I will show it to you upright because I really do love this interpretation of the I just love this deck right now. So what I would say is that perhaps, right, in this shift of, like, it's become obvious what is not working, right? It's become obvious who is there for you and who is not. And that's creating a shift that could be at this time a bit triggering. And maybe that's why the advice was coming through to advise you, Gemini, to focus on the things that are working and focus on the people that are there for you, because there seems to be some cloudiness in your intuition. And sometimes that can happen when things are shifting and we are transitioning in our life, right? And also, not that I'm an astrologist, but I do know that there are some transits right now that can cause a bit of murkiness. And also right now, as I'm doing this reading, we are in Aquarius season. So sometimes it can be difficult to tap into our intuition because of the fact that there's a lot of mental energy, right? Like, we can overthink things, we can talk ourselves out of situations. And I think that that is why this advice came up in the very first card of, like, if situations are not working out, accept them as they are. Don't force things, right? If people are showing you that they cannot be relied upon, they can't be dependable, they aren't showing up for you, let that inform your decisions. Because right now it might be difficult. Maybe you're having a hard time with trusting yourself and trusting your intuition. And that could very well just be a cause of like, you're a big-hearted person, Gemini. There are people and situations that you've been investing in for a long time, and it may not be the easiest for you to accept and let go, even though that is the advice. So I think it's important to tap into that energy and just like ask yourself, what is the roadblock? What is the blockage you're feeling in your mind? Maybe you're judging yourself. Maybe you are, you know, a lot of times when we struggle with people-pleasing tendencies, even if there's evidence, right, that shows us like, okay, these people, these friends, these coworkers, whatever, they're not reciprocating my energy. They're not showing up for me the way that I show up for them, or the way that they promised they would show up for me. It can be difficult to trust that path, because sometimes we can get into self-judgment and self-criticism and start to question if we're being a good person, right? Because many of us have been conditioned to believe that being a loving, caring person means that we put up with a lot of BS, a lot of abuse, a lot of being taken advantage of, but that's not the case. So I would say, like, if you're struggling, right, if you're struggling to know how to deal with a certain person or a group of people or a situation where it's very clear, right, that promises have been broken, people haven't been showing up, people haven't been reciprocating, use that data to help inform you on how to move forward and who you need to enact boundaries with, right? I hope that's making sense for you, Gemini, and thanks for being here. We do have the Six of Wands, which is a very positive omen. So there is success on the other side of you getting past that self-doubt and that self-criticism and the fear. Maybe there's fear, again, that is coming up. Again, right, this could be friends, family members, a group of friends, a group of family. Maybe like there is some fear around enacting boundaries. Maybe there's, you know, fear of being judged. But on the other side of you doing what is best for you, Gemini, and you enforcing boundaries that you need to enforce to protect yourself, to protect your peace, to protect your heart, there's going to be success. It's like, if you've been feeling pulled down, heavy, and unable to accomplish your personal goals, it likely has to do with your hesitation to enforce boundaries or to let go of certain people or groups of people. I understand it can be challenging, especially if this is related to family, right? Sometimes it's a lot easier when you need to cut off certain connections, friends, whatever. It can be really challenging when it has to do with the family. It can be challenging when like there are cousins, aunts, uncles, even parents, right, that are on the more unhealed side, are very heavily critical, you know, sap your energy dry. But you are being encouraged to trust the patterns, right? Trust what you know has happened. Don't gaslight yourself into thinking that you're being too difficult or too hard or too critical of people. Like, you know, Gemini, if you're looking for evidence to confirm what you know you need to do, just look back at the last few months, the last few years of like what's been happening in these dynamics, right? And that's going to help you move forward. And then when you engage those boundaries, when you put up those boundaries with these individuals, you will start to be able to move forward in your own personal goals, because staying connected to people that are sapping your energy dry, that are energy vampires, that are critical, that aren't reciprocal, is going to hold you back, right? So like, in order for you to gain some momentum in your personal goals, you also need to make sure that you are in right relationship with people in your day-to-day life, Gemini. I'm definitely getting that really clearly here. The messages are resonating, Gemini. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and thank you for being here. Woo. So 3 cards came out. We will take them. Sorry, I'm just like looking at these cards here, are really and digging them. Okay, so you're gonna start to find success once you engage these boundaries. Eight of Wands, you're going to start to feel the momentum building, right? You're going to start to feel motivated to do the work, right? To cultivate, to build, to plant the seeds, to grow the flowers in your garden. So it's like once you let go of this old weight, these old relationships that are not actually serving you in any way, shape, or form, not only do you have the potential to be successful and to move forward, but you're going to start to gain your energy back. You're going to start to gain your strength back. You're going to be able to regain your focus on doing the work, on accomplishing the goals that maybe you set forth at the beginning of the year, right? If you're into setting, you know, New Year's resolutions or intentions or goals or whatever, there is something to keep in mind, though, is that like I do feel, because we have the Ten of Wands, so I do feel like you've been on this path for a long time and it's been heavy and it's been weighing you down, but I keep getting the sense that this has a lot to do with the people, Gemini, that have been in your life, right? Maybe you have been trying to start a business, right? Especially with the Six of Wands, the Eight of Wands, and then the Ten of Wands. Like maybe you've been trying to start your own business, your own company, and maybe these, you know, family members or group of people in your life have been like really critical of the work that you're doing, and maybe it has really been a drain not only on your energy, but it's had an impact on your self-confidence, right, and your trust in yourself. And so I feel like there will come a point at which you're gonna feel like taking a deep breath, right? I do feel like, again, you're going to be finding the momentum to do the work you've been wanting to do, but there's going to be a point where it kind of like all hits you at one time. And I think it's probably going to come when you start to see that growth in whatever it is you're building, right? If it, again, it could be a new job, it could be a new project, it could be a new company, whatever it is that you're going to be start to feel the momentum on, there is going to be a point, which I think, you know, a lot of people find when they've been working hard on something, and I do get that you've been building this for a long time. Now there's a difference, right, between somebody draining your energy, like we were talking about with these people or these groups of people, family members or friends that have not really been on the up and up with you, have not really been contributing positively to what it is you're trying to do in your life, Gemini. But I do think once you let them go, right, you're going to do all of this work and then it's going to hit you like, oh my God, like look how far I've gotten. And when that exhaustion hits you, take a beat, like take a breath. Allow yourself to surrender to what is happening. Allow yourself to surrender and to accept that you've actually been working on this for a really long time. And when the flowers finally start to bloom, you can take a beat. Once you've done the work that you know you needed to do, that you haven't had the energy to do up until this point where you're like, oh my goodness, like these people in my life are really draining me. They're causing me drama and strife and all of these kinds of stresses that I don't need because I'm trying to build something here. There will come a point, right, where you start to see what you've been planting and working towards start to grow. And in that moment, you will likely feel the exhaustion and give yourself a moment to rest and also to look at everything you've accomplished and how much you've been doing and for how long, right? It's not a bad thing. It's actually like a way for you to fully acknowledge how much work you've been doing for so long. And then we have the King of Swords. Very Gemini energy, in my opinion. I think that like once you finally set those boundaries, let those people go, cut some people off, and start to focus on what it is you want, what it is you are building, and you finally start to see these investments of yours, whether time, energy, and resources, start to blossom, like we were saying, you're going to have such clarity. And your confidence is going to skyrocket, and you're going to be able to move into this place of leadership and groundedness in yourself, where you really start to trust your own inner guidance. You start to really have confidence in your ideas and your ability to execute on those ideas, right? This is about letting go of dead weight, letting go of misaligned relationships, energy vampires, etc., so that you can get to this place of that King of Swords, of like being very clear in your mind in your intentions and in your execution, so that you're going to be able to have the opportunity to come to a place where it doesn't even matter what people say anymore. It doesn't matter their criticisms, their judgments. You will know fully who you are and what you are capable of. So I'm really digging this for you, Gemini. I hope you are as well. Again, if the messages are resonating, don't forget to like and subscribe. I want to go a little bit deeper here into this reading just to see if there are any more insights that the universe can give us about what's coming up for y'all. That one wanted to flip it. Oh. And we have the Lovers card of Gemini, and this is over the 8 of Cups card from the top of the reading. So again, right, when you let go of relationships, connections that are not aligned, you open yourself up to welcome in, to call in, to cultivate relationships that are aligned with you, whether those are family, friends, or romantic in nature. It's like once you fully start to value who you are and what you want and what your personal values are, and you let go of people who, even you can let them go with love, right? Like it doesn't need to be you know, a resentful situation, although sometimes depending on circumstances, that's an understandable feeling. But it's like, in order for you to cultivate relationships, whether business, friendship, or romantic, you're going to need to let go of people, places, and situations that are not aligned with you, so that you can make room, right, for this, the Lover's energy, right? The alignment of your connections in your life is going to require you to let go of people that are not aligned in your life. And then over the High Priestess reversed, we have the Three of Swords. So maybe because of past situations, past betrayal, past heartache, what I'm getting is that sometimes you struggle with trusting yourself because there have been situations in the past, whether family, friendship, or romantic, where you gave somebody the benefit of the doubt over and over again, and they continued to harm you, to betray you, and to break your heart. And sometimes it can be very, very challenging to come back from that and to learn to trust ourselves again when we've been betrayed. But understand, right? Like, you have a big heart. Forgiving people and giving them a second chance is not a bad thing. And in order for you to regain your self-confidence and to start trusting yourself again, so you're not constantly questioning yourself, you have to remind yourself of those situations, right? Like, okay, in the past, when I kept giving people the benefit of the doubt and I kept forgiving them, even though what they said, their promises were not actually aligned with their patterns, right? They said sorry, they said they didn't mean to do that, they said they wouldn't do it again, but they kept doing it again and again and again. Okay, well, in order for me to break that pattern in my life and to regain trust with myself, I need to let people show me who they are. And when they show me who they are, I need to trust that, and I need to cut them off, because I don't want to go through this again, right? So this is all about regaining that trust with yourself, Gemini. The reason why you're going to be successful in what you do, Gemini, over the Six of Wands, is the Knight of Coins. So this Knight tends to be a little bit slower in the deck, although it's about preparation, right? It's not so much that you haven't necessarily been motivated, although I still feel that that's a part of it, but you also do want to make sure that you are crossing your T's, dotting your I's, doing things in an ethical way, doing things that are aligned with your values, and the universe is acknowledging that. And the universe is telling me right now, I hear it in my head, you've been preparing for a long time. Now is the time to move forward with your goals, with your intentions, with the things that you are wanting to build that maybe you've been holding back on, maybe because there's been some perfectionism that has caused you to procrastinate on taking action. But if you're ready to take action now, you've been preparing and you're going to be successful in your endeavors. That's definitely coming through. It's just about letting go of those old energies, those old relationships that are not serving you and are depleting you of your energy and just contributing to a lack of self-confidence. Pull one more. Thanks for being here, Gemini. All right, so we have the Five of Cups, but it's reversed, but I'll show it to you upright. Five of Cups reverse is letting go. It's letting go of the things, the situations that did not work. It's accepting things for what they are and not getting stuck there. It's like, okay, this didn't work, this situation didn't work out, this friendship didn't work out, this business didn't work out, this lover didn't work out. I don't want to stay stuck in it. I'm going to acknowledge that this is what happened. I'm going to learn my lesson and I'm going to move on, because why? Ace of Coins, there is something abundant coming your way. So again, I don't know if what you have been struggling to find momentum with because of these vampiric energies in your life, these relationships that have been sort of contributing to the lack of self-confidence and motivation. Basically, whatever you're working on, right? Whether it's a creative project, a project at work, a new business, it's like once you start going, right? Once you take that action because you've been preparing, there's going to be an abundant offer and opportunity that comes your way. It's either going to be a new business contract, a promotion, a raise, new clients. And I'm hearing if you build it, they will come. So it's just about cutting off those dead ends, right? And like looking at all of the wands energy that was at the top of the reading here. Like I definitely get like pruning, gardening, like, you know, do the pruning, cut off the dead leaves so that something new can grow, because something new is and abundant is wanting to come towards you, and you're ready for this. You just got to let go of the things, the people, the situations that are actually like draining your energy and your motivation, Gemini. So I hope the messages resonate for you. I'm wishing you all the best. It looks like you have a really great opportunity coming towards you. If you can just let go of the people, places, and situations that are not aligned for you at this time. I am going to close this out with a card from the Animal Spirit deck. Final message for my Gemini. We have Bear. Let me just pull this from the book really quick. Thanks again for being here, Gemini. Hope the messages are supportive for you. All right. Waking from spiritual slumber, beginning anew. After a long winter, the bear arises from deep slumber. At first, the movement and effort are difficult, but the bear knows it's time to awaken and move toward the dawning light. The bear card represents an individual on the cusp of new directions and personal transformation. The initial weeks and months of the spiritual quest may feel tricky, cumbersome, and full of obstacles, but you have no choice, Bear. Winter wanes, the warmth of spring emerges, and your transformation begins. When in balance, inner strength and yearning to grow. When out of balance, withdrawal, lethargy, and heaviness. To bring into balance, movement and exercise. Yeah, so definitely it talks about a time of, you know, hibernation, a time where there hasn't been any motivation, a time of feeling like sapped of energy. And as you are awakening from this slumber and starting to move forward, right, the things that you need to do, the boundaries you need to enact, the habits, the people you need to cut off, it may be challenging, but you have the ability and the strength to do that in order to accomplish your goals. And absolutely move your body, do some exercise, help get those juices flowing so that you can move forward in the most aligned fashion for you, Gemini. So hope the messages resonated. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.